For decades, humanity launched rockets knowing one brutal truth. The most expensive machine ever built would be destroyed just minutes after liftoff. Years of engineering, billions of dollars, and cutting-edge technology would vanish in a fiery descent, sinking silently into the ocean. This wasn't a flaw in the system, it was the system. Then, everything changed. A rocket fell back from space, wrapped in fire, tearing through the atmosphere at unimaginable speed. Instead of crashing, it slowed itself down, flipped upright, and landed perfectly on a floating platform in the middle of the ocean. No pilots, no external control, just pure engineering precision. That single moment didn't just impress the world, it permanently rewrote the rules of spaceflight. Before we go any further, if you're fascinated by space technology, future missions, and the science shaping humanity's destiny beyond Earth, subscribe now to Space Facts, because this story only gets bigger from here. For more than 60 years, space exploration followed a disposable mindset. Rockets were treated like fireworks: light them once, watch them fly, and accept that they would never return. Governments around the world built massive launch vehicles knowing they would be destroyed every single time. The cost was staggering. One launch could exceed $200 million, limiting space access to only the wealthiest nations. This made space rare, slow, and exclusive. That all began to shift in 2002 when a small private company entered the aerospace world with an idea many experts dismissed as unrealistic. SpaceX, founded by Elon Musk, wasn't trying to slightly improve existing rockets. The company aimed to break the entire model. Musk believed that if rockets could be reused like airplanes, the cost of reaching space could drop dramatically. At the time, the aerospace industry pushed back hard. Engineers warned that the heat, stress, and precision required would make reuse nearly impossible. Many believed rockets returning from space would be uncontrollable. Failures were expected, and in the early years, they happened often. Rockets exploded on launch pads. Missions failed mid-flight. SpaceX nearly collapsed under financial pressure. But failure wasn't the end. It was part of the process. The turning point arrived on December 21, 2015. A Falcon 9 rocket launched from Earth, delivered its payload to orbit, and then did something no orbital rocket had ever done successfully before. The first stage reversed course, re-entered the atmosphere, slowed itself down, and landed upright on solid ground. That landing proved reusable rockets weren't a dream, they were real. So how does this technology actually work? After liftoff, a rocket separates into stages. The upper stage continues toward orbit, while the first stage, the most expensive component, begins its journey home. Instead of falling randomly, SpaceX rockets fire their engines multiple times to reduce speed. Grid fins deploy, acting like steering wings, allowing the rocket to guide itself through the atmosphere. In the final seconds, a precisely timed landing burn lets the booster touch down gently, either on land or on an autonomous drone ship stationed far out at sea. These landings happen at launch sites in Florida and California, or on drone ships floating hundreds of kilometers away. Every landing requires perfect calculations, flawless software, and split-second decisions. One error can mean total loss. Yet SpaceX didn't just succeed once, they repeated it again and again. That consistency is what truly changed everything. Reusable rockets slashed the launch costs. Instead of building a new booster every time, SpaceX could refurbish and relaunch the same rocket multiple times. This reduced costs by more than 70% and dramatically increased launch frequency. Rockets stopped being rare events and started becoming routine. Why does that matter to the rest of us? Lower launch costs opened space to more players. Universities could launch research satellites. Startups could build space-based businesses. Smaller nations gained access to orbit. Space stopped being controlled by a few superpowers and began turning into a shared frontier. This shift enabled projects like Starlink, a massive constellation of satellites designed to provide global internet coverage. It allowed NASA to send astronauts to space from American soil again, and it laid the foundation for a future where private companies, not just governments, lead space exploration. But SpaceX isn't finished. The company is now developing Starship, a fully reusable super heavy rocket designed to carry humans to the moon, Mars, and beyond. Unlike anything before it, Starship is built for rapid reuse, with both the booster and spacecraft designed to return, refuel, and fly again. The long-term vision is bold: make humanity a multi-planet species. Reusable rockets aren't just machines, they represent a philosophical shift, a move away from waste, a rejection of limitation, a belief that space doesn't have to be unreachable or exclusive. Every time you see a rocket land itself, remember you're watching the moment space stopped being disposable. And this revolution is only getting started. If you want to keep exploring the universe, uncover the real science behind space headlines, and understand how humanity is shaping its future beyond Earth, subscribe now to Space Facts, because the universe is vast and the facts are just getting started.